Good evening, everybody. It is Rich here with your England versus Australia T20 match review. No time for a live talking cricket tonight because it's late. We thought we'd just do a quick video. Should be out in the morning when you're watching this. Thanks to Gov for being able to do that for me. Anyway, this is Talking Cricket. If you do like the show, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Anyway, England tonight played Australia in Barbados. Disappointing evening for Joss Buttler's men as we went down by 36 runs defeat, and now the pressure is on in the remaining two games against Oman on Thursday and then Namibia. I think that's next Saturday, both in Antigua. Pressure now on England. But this is our match review. So we go back to the start. Joss Buttler won the toss and he put Australia into bat. England were unchanged. For the Aussies, Pat Cummins returned to the Australia lineup. And yeah, it wasn't a great start for England. Let's look at the Aussie innings. Yeah, overs number 2 and number 4 were, well, you could say that was where the match was probably lost. We decided to bowl Will Jacks the second over of the game. Short boundary, leg side, 2 left-handers for Australia. Travis Head took us for 22, 3 sixes in that over, and the same in over number 4 when Mark Wood bowled and David Warner hit 3 sixes. So it was a real quick start for Aussies. They had 70 off the first 5, and obviously on this pitch you've got to get your runs early because as the ball gets a bit older it's more difficult to score. So yeah, first wicket was David Warner, bowled by Moeen Ali, making room. Ball kept a little bit low. He went for a great 39 off 16 balls. Brilliant start by the Australians. And then Travis Head was bowled by Jofra Archer for 34 from 18. Slower ball into the wicket. That was the way to go. Take the pace off. But it did seem when England made a mistake, Aussies pounced every single ball, and which we didn't probably do in their innings. But yeah, so great start by the Aussies. 74 for 2 in the power play, and we'll have a look at England, what they've done a little bit later in the review. Anyway, then it was Marsh and Maxwell at the crease. Marsh got 35, stumped by Buttler off Livingston. Maxwell 28 off 25, caught by Phil Salt. So England got a couple of quick wickets there, put us sort of back in the game. But we were always, from that start, it made it easy for Australia to just tick the runs over. They were going, look, over 10 and over for them first 6 overs, and it made it really, really difficult for England. I thought they bowled well in the middle overs. But yeah, Marcus Stoinis 30, Tim David 11, Matthew Wade spiky as always, had a bit of an altercation with the umpire. Possibly should have been a dead ball when Rashid bowled. I think they put the music on and he sort of backed away and just blocked it. But the umpire said, get on with it. And he wasn't happy. He got down the other end and he was, yeah, giving him a bit of lip. He ended 17 not out. Cummins run out off his first ball, and Australia closed on 201 for 7. Let's have a look at the England bowling figures. Moeen Ali, 2 overs, 1 for 18. Going at 9s. Will Jacks just bowled the 1 over. In hindsight, brilliant in hindsight, but I think that was probably a mistake, giving him the ball there in the second over. He just bowled the 1 over for 22. Jofra Archer was England's best bowler. 4 overs for 28. 1 wicket. Mark Wood, 3 overs for 32. Struggled again. I think in hindsight, probably should have played Reece Topley. Different angle, obviously left arm, bowling them cutters into the wicket. I think that probably would have been the best option. Rashid, 4 overs for 41. He got some tap as well. Chris Jordan, 4 overs, 2 for 44. He took his 100th wicket tonight in T20s, but he's going at 11s. Liam Livingstone, 2 overs, 1 for 15. So, look, there's probably going to be changes, I would have thought, in the next game. I think Topley's going to come into the equation. Possibly Sam Curran. He sort of seems to be the forgotten man, doesn't he? He was the player of the tournament in the last T20 in Australia, and he sort of just disappeared sort of off the radar. Didn't have a great IPL, but yeah, anyway, so England into bat, requiring 202 to win, which would have been the third highest total to win a T20 World Cup game. And it was a great start. Phil Salt and Josh Buttler got England off to a good start. I wouldn't say a flying start, because when you compare the power plays, Aussies got 74 for 2, England 54 for 0. So we were 20 runs behind and we hadn't lost a wicket, but we were in the game. And then really the turning point of the game for me was Adam Zampa when he came on. He dismissed Phil Salt first ball, cleaned him up, making a little bit of room. I think they said on the TV that's the third time he's dismissed him for only 5 runs. So he's got his number. 37 from him, 23 balls for Phil Salt. A couple of sixes in there, looked good, but didn't go on. And then Josh Buttler tried a couple of reverse sweeps, hit him down the ground for a big 6. Next ball, tries a reverse sweep off Zampa and just picks out Pat Cummins. I think that was probably the pivotal moment, that wicket. I think it was 92 for 2 then off the first 10. Josh went for 42 off 28. If he could have stayed in, I think England would have had a good chance. He hit 2 sixes, but when he went, it was when the innings sort of stalled. Will Jacks, 10 off 10, struggled to get going. Great diving catch at long off Marcus Stoinis. Johnny Bairstow, I mean, he nearly chipped one, I think, to cover first ball. Got away with that, but 7 off 13. But I think this was a wicket where it was really hard to come in their middle overs and just to get going straight away. Look, I think Australia got way too many runs. First time this was the 17th game of the tournament that a team has got 200. So it sort of shows you the wickets we've been playing on in the Caribbean and the States. So, yeah, Johnny didn't get going. He was out for 7. Moeen, they promoted up the order, scratched about a little, and then all of a sudden he hit Glenn Maxwell for 3 sixes in 1 over. And then you thought England, yeah, possibly get back in the game then. But Moeen went for 25 off 15, caught by Davey Warner, who was he was a real star, he was, for Australia. I mean, what was he, 37, 38? He was patrolling that boundary, done a couple of great stops. Obviously, got the innings off to a flying start at the start of the day. So he's had a great game. Harry Brook came in. He really struggled. I know he got 20 not out of 16. He hit a couple of late boundaries, but other than that, he couldn't get going. Liam Livingstone hit a big 6. He was out for 15 off 12. Chris Jordan remained 1 not out. England 165 for 6 at the close. Australia win by 36 runs. If you look at the bowling figures, Mitchell Stark went for a few, 3 overs of 37. But if you go through these, look, Josh Hazlewood, 4 overs, 1 for 28. Pat Cummins, 4 overs, 2 for 23. Zampa, 2 for 28. And I think he went for 16 off his last over. He was the star man for me. But overs 12 and 13, we only scored 5. They really did put the squeeze on us in them middle overs, and it was really hard to sort of time the ball. They couldn't get the ball away, England, and in the end, pretty comfortable victory if you look at it. 36 runs. England now under big pressure. Obviously got to win these 2 games. It's probably going to come down to net run rate now. Scotland got 3 points. England have got 1. Scotland's last game is against Australia. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could be a case of where it's a real close game and Scotland's run rate doesn't really get affected. England will need, in that last game, for Australia to beat Scotland and beat them heavily. But first of all, we've got to beat Oman on Thursday. I think that's a 7:30 start. And then next Saturday, I think it's 6. Not sure. I have to have a look at that. England play Namibia in their last game. But disappointing result for England tonight. Pressure on the Mott Butler combination. I think we've said it on the show before. I really do feel if England fail in this tournament, Matthew Mott could be collecting his P45 from Rob Key, because it's not really worked so far. He obviously had great success with the Australian women's team, but he hasn't pulled up any trees with the men's team so far. But England are normally slow starters in these tournaments. They were slow starters in 2019 when they won the World Cup at home. Slow starters down under when they won the T20 World Cup the last time out. Obviously lost to Ireland, but it's now you're playing knockout cricket now. Cannot afford any more slip-ups. So hopefully on Thursday we can get back to winning ways. I think there could be a case of bringing in Ben Duckett, having another left-hander there in the middle order. Look, I think Johnny Bairstow's a very, very lucky man. We've talked about him for the Test team, but he is a man, for me, coming to the back end of his England career. It could be one tournament too many for some of these players, because we did say when they picked the team for the 50 overs, this is not talking in hindsight, we said it on the show before, it might be a tournament too many for that team. It could prove a tournament too many for this team, but hopefully we can win the next two games and somehow we can get through to the Super 8s. Quick results roundup today. Afghanistan absolutely pounded the Kiwis. They bowled them out for, I think it was about 75. Comfortable win. South Africa made hard work of chasing down just over 100 against the Netherlands. David Miller got a 50 and Stubbs, I think, hit 33. They were 12 for 4 in that game and really, really struggling, but they won it with, I think, just over an over to spare. Obviously, tomorrow is the big game. If you are not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, turn on your TV, set at 3:30 UK time. It's Pakistan versus India from New York. Who knows what wicket we were playing on, because there've been some lively wickets down there. Obviously, Pakistan looking to bounce back after their shock defeat to the USA. India, off the back of a comfortable win against Ireland, they'll be looking to go 2 from 2. So that should be a really, really tasty affair. If I'm putting any money on it, I think India will win comfortably. But with Pakistan, you never know. Anyway, we will be back on Tuesday evening, hopefully, for another Talking Cricket show. If anyone wants to join me, at the minute I've got no one to join me, so I will be doing it on my own. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, disappointing for England, but hopefully better on Thursday when we play Oman. All the best, and we'll see you on Tuesday.